Hi, my name's Crystal, and you're watching the Noodle System. All right, so you see my stained shirt has dinner all over it. We had some sloppy joes. Yeah, they were pretty yummy. I'm not going to change for y'all. I'm sorry. That's just called common sense. No, I don't know what it's called. It's called being lazy, I guess. All right, I don't know if you guys have heard of this. Maybe I'll put a better picture up. Yeah, I'm going to put a better picture up. But just for the sake of illustration purposes, I'm going to draw this out really quick. If you watched the last video, don't worry, you don't have to watch the last video in order to understand this video. This is a completely different subject. But if you happen to watch the last video, I was talking to my husband about an argument that me and the noodles... If you watched the last video, then you know that earlier this evening, my husband and I were talking about the argument that the noodles had in the headspace this morning. Basically, we're trying to come up with our core values. I explained more of that in the previous video, but basically what we're trying to do is come up with core values that all of the noodles in our system can agree on, so that when there is disagreements or like tough decisions to make that we can't seem to align ourselves with, then we need to see if it aligns with our core values, and then we'll either negotiate it so that it does or throw it out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got this idea in our head. A noodle came up with an idea. It said instead of having 17 core values, that's quite a bit. I'm not saying it's impossible, but instead of having 17, why don't we have 7, right? 7 because there's 7 things of the Constitution, 7 articles of the Constitution. There's 7 letters in the name Crystal. There's 7 letters in the word rainbow. There's 7 letters in the word noodles. Like, we're just really liking the 7 here. Oh, and do you see this? Do you see this little painting right here? I did not paint it. I just bought it from a neighbor who painted it. There's 7 colors in the rainbow. Now, I don't know if you know this, but pink is not on the rainbow, not on your typical rainbow. You've got red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, indigo, purple, right? Did I miss one? Red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, indigo, purple. Yeah, there's not even a pink. There's not a lime. There's not a teal. So a lot of our noodles are not on here. But the whole 7 concept, we were thinking, yeah, okay. We like the idea of the 7. We don't necessarily have to have it about colors, but we like the idea of 7 articles for our Constitution, for our core values. But we couldn't decide on which values we should put in there. So we went and cheated a little bit. And we weren't Googling. And when we went Googling, when we went to Google, we found what they call the hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, if you're familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it looks like a pyramid. Now, my husband didn't know about this, but I did, because I've been a freaking therapy person for freaking years, and I've done a lot of research just to try to help myself forever. So, am I an expert? No. But I know quite a bit. Okay, maybe I'm just bragging. But I do know a little bit more than the average person, probably because I've spent a gazillion dollars in co-pays seeing a therapist every week forever. Okay, so we got the hierarchy of needs, which means the theory is, it's a theory, and you can argue that it's a terrible theory. That's what my husband tried doing tonight. That the theory is that the bottom of your pyramid, before you could have anything else on top, before you need anything else in life, your first stage to be happy, to be healthy, to be satisfied. That's a better word. Instead of being happy, right? To be satisfied in life, your first stage is your... What's the word? Just completely forgot the word. Alexa, what is Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a psychological theory proposed by Abraham Maslow in 1943. The theory is based on the idea that humans have 5 basic needs for happiness and health, ordered from most important to least in the shape of period. The needs are physiology, safety, love and belonging, esteem and self-actualization.
All right, I figured it out. Thank you, Alexa. Thank you. Okay, so physiological. Did you notice how she said the word happy, happiness, and health? I said that. And then I changed my mind to satisfied. But it is. If you have happiness and health, then your life should be satisfying, right? And even if you don't have happiness and health, you can still be satisfied enough, right? Enough. Like 10% happy or 10% healthy. Notice that? I was trying to draw a pyramid earlier on my hand when I was trying to talk to my husband about this. And we weren't trying to convince him of anything. We were just explaining what happened this morning. What happened this morning is we were looking for ideas for our core values for our noodles to all agree to. And we came across Maslow's, well, we didn't come across it. We went searching for the hierarchy of needs, and that's one of the core values we're really thinking of adopting or basing our core values on. So we got the physiological, which means
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Physiological means your basic needs. You've got your basic, are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Are you tired? Do you need to use the bathroom? Oh, and I guess in some examples they say sex, procreation, or just releasing of sex, right? That's what some think that is a physiological need. It's a need. But I think about the four. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you tired? Do you need to use the restroom? And when you have those four needs in a baby, an infant, a child, a teenager, an adult, an old person, no matter what age you are, if you need any of those things, you're going to meet those things first and foremost before you could even consider anything else. Now, maybe you have enough satisfaction in these, maybe you're like, oh, I'm not hungry. I'm not going to eat today. I'm okay. You're satisfied enough. You don't need food to move on to the next stage, but you need to be satisfied enough to move on to the next stage, right? Maybe you're satisfied with not eating food. Maybe that's fine. Whatever. I'm not trying to argue it. I'm just explaining. Okay, so physiological. I was going to try to make this short, but that is not happening. Physiological, the next one up from that is safety. So once the little caveman has found his basic needs being met, he will do stage 2, which is looking for safety. Roof over my head. Am I safe from predators? Am I safe from the storm? Am I safe physically and mentally and all that stuff, right? And when you feel safe, you can move on to stage 3. And stage 3 is you're looking for your people, you know what I mean? Your group, your crowd. When you're a teenager, if you have your first 2 met, but you don't feel like you belong with your family or something, maybe you might join a gang. Maybe you might hang out with the wrong crowd at school. Maybe you might find a bunch of online friends that understand your noodles better than anybody else. So yeah, you get your basic needs met. The first 2, you're going to look for group. Okay. Now, once you're in the group, you kind of feel like you're now wanting some sort of way of being an individual again. You want a purpose. You want to stand out. It's that competitor in you that wants the connection in the group. Once you have it, now you want to compete for the higher spot, or you want to compete for the uniqueness, or maybe it's sports, or maybe it's your individualism with your writing or your art or your whatever, right? You can be an individual once you have those first 3 met. I'm doing a really terrible job of explaining this, but once you have those 3 and you do the individual thing, okay, And group also could mean like love, right? If you find your person that you want to be with, you have a connection, because you're looking for a connection, whether it be a group or a individual that you're trying to connect with. You're just looking to connect with someone, and then once you have that connection, now you want your individualness. You want some sort of esteem building thing. Okay. Last, once you have all four, and only when you have all four, can you come to this self-awareness or self-actualization. Can't say that word. Self-actualization. What this means is now you can see problems, or see beauty, or see wonderfulness, or see where things can improve, or see where you can improve, or you're just really humble. You're not full of yourself. You're in self-actualization. I am really dirty. This is kind of embarrassing. Why did we wear this? Why didn't we change shirts before we started recording? Sorry, guys. Maybe I'll put a little sticker on top so you guys don't notice that. Okay. So we have these 5 things, and then Maslow's theory is that if let's say this is just me kind of elaborating here. Let's say you only have 10% met of your first 2. You can't have more than 10% met of anything else after it. Your pyramid's only going to be as big as what your basic needs are. So if you've got your basic needs met, you probably can't go any higher up until you can expand a little bit more. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm probably not making sense. I didn't explain it very well to my husband either, and so he was arguing with me the entire time. He thinks that a person can be full of himself He thinks that people can be full of himself and not have the love in the group and the connection that the physiological. I've had to go to the bathroom before, and I've had to I've been through super thirsty and super hungry, and I can still have a good self-esteem and still be good at my job and still have good friends. And like, he was so basic at his understanding that we were so bothered by it. It took us everything we had to bite our tongue, and it wasn't until 2 hours later, yes, that's right, 2 hours later, that he finally agreed to stop talking about it. And the only way he agreed to stop talking about it is when we finally told him that he was right. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the definition of our entire marriage, is every time we have a disagreement, he will not let up. Even when I say, I'm not arguing about this anymore, even when I say, you know what, you're right, you're fine, everything, if he thinks that I'm not serious about him being right, he will continue to argue the point. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad at myself for just now realizing this, but I'm gonna forget it because I'm gonna have emotional amnesia and I'm gonna end up saying something different when I'm a different noodle. I just know it. Anyways, hopefully maybe I'll watch this again and I'll remember this, and maybe I'll stick it in my brain a little harder. But Maslow's hierarchy of needs is what we were thinking our core values should be based on. I'm not really sure what that would look like. I know creativity and honesty, trust, stuff like that is all in here. Hygiene, that's a physiological, like I need to take showers and brush my teeth and stuff like that. That's like a basic thing. So like, if a noodle doesn't feel like showering, that's kind of against our constitution. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. So I guess continue following along if you want. If not, I'm totally okay with it. I'm not going to take it personal or anything. But another noodle might. Just don't say anything mean. That's all we're asking, please. We're gonna go now. You can watch the next video if you want. Hopefully I have edited the crap out of this so it wasn't as long. You're welcome. Maybe I've sped up my voice. I don't know. Maybe. I wish my hair was just a little bit longer. I think it's too short. I think it looks like a clown. I think it looks like Einstein. I don't like how I don't like how it, but I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So we're just gonna shut up. We're just gonna be quiet now. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye. I'm really a mermaid. That was dumb. I shouldn't do that. Hi.